President Donald Trump will stand trial for his federal election interference case on March 4th of next year. This will be right in the middle of the Republican presidential primary season.
This information comes as a judge in Georgia just set the arraignment date for next week, in a separate case against Mr. Trump and 18 co-defendants. They are accused of attempting to overturn the election in that state. Here's NBC's Alice Barr.
In a year that will be packed with political and legal significance, there's a new date to watch. March 4th, 2024, the day before Super Tuesday. Now the trial date for the Washington, D.C.-based federal election interference case against former President Trump. The Trump legal team insisting that's far too soon for a fair trial, noting the millions of pages of discovery. Trump attorney John Lauro saying he won't be able to provide adequate representation and that, quote, Mr. Trump is not above the law, but he is not below the law. The former president on social media slamming the mid-campaign timing and vowing to appeal. The defense had asked to push the trial to April 2026 after the presidential election, but U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan flatly rejected that, noting, quote, setting a trial does not depend and should not depend on a defendant's personal and professional obligations. The judge and legal analysts emphasizing the Trump team is already familiar with the evidence.
Most of this information, these witnesses, they already know about. There was a January 6th Select Committee hearings. They knew about that.
In a separate case, the former president and his 18 co-defendants are now set to make their initial court appearances September 6th in Georgia, where they're accused of trying to illegally overturn the state's 2020 election results. One of the defendants, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, taking the stand today as he seeks to move his case to federal court, arguing he was acting within the scope of his duties as a federal employee. At least one member of the Trump legal team watching on as they weigh whether to make the same move. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.